Hey guys, hey fam, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Sweetie here. Sweetie special, Sweetie sprinkle, Sweetie spicy, Sweetie light, Sweetie the low. So we have a new video on the channel today, and I'm so excited to be filming this particular video because I think the topic is so important for us to discuss as a family, as a unit, as women. Okay, and yeah, let's just get into it. Let's not beat about the bush. If you want to hear what I have to say, please keep on watching, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe, and share. Okay, all right, so guys, you already know from the title we're talking about the effects of social media on marriages today, on modern marriages today, in the society that we're living in. And the inspiration for this topic came from the fact that I've discussed about this before, but not in depth like this. I'm about to, and I filmed a live Instagram live session with Coach Next Door. I'll put a Instagram handle in the description box, and I'll put it right here. And we talked about the same topic, effects of social media on marriages. And coincidentally, a popular social media marriage which packed up 4 years ago, a lot of new information has come to the limelight, and it has made me take the decision to actually talk about this in depth, and perhaps this can help somebody and educate us a little bit on the effects of putting our lives out there. Okay, so yeah, let's go back a little bit and get the background gist and everything before we get into dishing out the points, like a barrister that I am. All right, so I started watching YouTube a long time ago, and back then, when vlogging just became a thing, a lot of couples would come out, and especially interracial couples, once they got together, they would come out and create a channel or start filming videos. The channel, more often than not, the channel was the woman's channel. Then she started bringing her boyfriend into it, and it was mostly black women and black women and white men, or Asian, or Caribbean, Hispanic kind of men and all of that. But a lot of the times it was black men and these women, black women rather, and these women. I can remember Jamie and Nikki for one, because they are the point of this story. I remember there was this Jamaican girl as well that had a boyfriend that she started filming with all the time. She even took him to her hometown in Jamaica. I can't remember her YouTube handle right now. And they broke up and it became a popular thing. She even started dating women after that. I remember Miriam Musa. Okay, when I started watching Miriam Musa before she became popular like this, she had a channel with her then boyfriend as well, and they used to film all the time. But then the marriage and the relationship packed up and different things like that. So there are several examples that I even can't come to mind. So when family vloggers started coming up, like the Judy and the Travis family, the Greenwood family, all these other families that are popular now, the same way interracial couples and other couples started popping up, okay, on social media, on Instagram, YouTube especially, but then they started trickling down to Instagram, and we started consuming this content. A lot of us have gotten so invested in some of these relationships. We know everything about them. We watch them every week. We know their upload schedule. We know when they're coming on and all of that. Okay, now Jamie and Nikki, they were one of those couples, okay, Australian couple. And I think what was very striking about them, especially to me, was the fact that Nikki was so calm, put together. She was this very dark skinned, okay, Sudanese babe that had this model-esque figure, but she was so homely, always doing home decor, always renovating something in their house, changing something in their house. She was so motherly as well. And then she had this guy who seemed to be very supportive, which was her husband. So we watched them from getting married to getting their house, to moving, to renovating, to having kids. And then all of a sudden, about 4 years ago, they came up and said they were getting a divorce. And you're like, from where to where? This is somebody that I've been watching all the time. I know most things about you. I remember the renovation specifically. Nikki went all out. Like, they spent so much money renovating their house. And I'm just like, if you are going through so much, let me not swear, so much issues, so many issues, why were you now still putting out content for us? It almost felt like I was deceived. Like, how can you be going through so much behind the scenes, yet still posting, and now you're coming to tell me that you're getting a divorce? Like, which way, which route? Okay. And so yeah, that happened, and they went their separate ways. I think Nikki kind of took a social media break for a while, because I didn't see her anywhere up until recently, when she started posting clips of like her new man that she's dating, and people were like, oh, I love this for her, blah blah blah. That's how I kind of knew that she had come back to social media. I didn't really follow her after the divorce, but Jamie, I followed him to the point where, like, I knew his routine with the girls. I knew when Ava, I've forgotten his other daughter's name, Ava, and the other one, he looked like such a good dad. Okay, so involved, and I was really pleased because it was so lovely to see a single dad, being invested in his children's lives. Because as somebody that works in family law, okay, these lashes that I did tricking me. As somebody that works in family law, I often see that when divorce happens, one parent just kind of sighs away and like resigns to just be in the background, especially the fathers, because mothers are more often than not primary caregivers, right? Sometimes I see issues where, like, the parents, because they use the kids as weapons to fight in the divorce, one person is just like, okay, what's free, take the children, I'm just going to start a whole new family. So a lot of men are like that, and same thing happens to women too, that they just be like, okay, no wahala now, I'm going to start a whole new family. So yeah, basically I was very impressed with Jamie up until like a few days ago. He came up and started giving us tea. This tea was making me I was just shouting because I couldn't even fathom what I was hearing and saying. And he brought out receipts upon receipts of Nikki being violent, Nikki being abusive, especially in front of his mom and their daughter. Like, he was even holding Nikki. There was a video that he posted, like, he actually had video receipts, a video that he had with her on the daughter on her shoulder, and she smacked the phone out of his hand because he was recording her and all of that. So many different clips of her, whether admitting or not to being abusive, refusing to bring the kids to him because he wanted the kids to be dropped at the police station and she didn't want the kids to be dropped up at the police station. And then he went on to say, oh, that he's broke now, he can't pay his rent, he's now an Uber driver. This is someone that had such a successful YouTube career, YouTube channel. All of a sudden, like, he can't get work because he had to move away from where he was currently living to somewhere closer to Nikki, so he could access the kids and so on. And so there was so much that he said. The video was over an hour long. I didn't even finish watching the video. By the time I went back to say, okay, let me complete watching the video, they had taken the video down. It's no more online. But a lot of things were said. People have downloaded, people have talked about it, receipts left, right, and center. And so what is our business in this? Our business is in the fact that, first of all, let's talk about some of these issues. The fact that somebody produces evidence, okay, does not always make the person the innocent party. Now, I am generally biased towards women, and I'm not going to deny that, okay? I am a women's rights lawyer. So generally speaking, women are the ones that are victims of abuse. And a lot of the time, we see that some men, because they know that the women will always have sympathy, they kind of manipulate information or manipulate situations so that the women will look like they're crazy, or the women would look like they're the ones that are the abusers, okay? Because all the information that we have seen are video clips of Jamie recording Nikki after the fact. There's no beginning of the conversation. We don't see what's happened. We only see the end result, which is her reaction. Now, after saying that, that being said, rather, it doesn't excuse her behavior. And it doesn't mean that he is not also a victim. It just means that we have been given one side of the story, and we have to wait, if anything, to see the extent to which this situation has actually gotten to, okay? So that is my stance on that. I am not excusing violent behavior. I'm not making excuses for Nikki. I can see from the evidence that a lot of things have gone on, and there's been a lot of verbal and, to an extent, physical abuse. But it doesn't mean that that is the entire picture. And from somebody that generally works with domestic violence victims, I'm telling you that a lot of the time, that is not the entire picture. However, there are women that are actually perpetrators of this sort of violence, and they didn't need a trigger, they didn't need anything. They are the ones that are verbally, physically, emotionally, even sometimes financially abusive towards their partners. Well, that's the reality of the situation, but that's not why we're here today. I will talk about this in a separate video where we talk about the effects of DV and all of that on women and men and all of those things. We'll do that in a separate video. Why are we here today? To talk about the fact that social media is not real. You guys, social media is not always real. There are some genuine couples out there. There are some genuine family vlogger creators out there. And we salute them, we support them. We don't even know all of them. The truth is that. But the truth is that but the truth is that every content you see on social media has been curated. There's hardly any channel that the video is completely raw. Like there's no editing, there's no removing, there's no cut and join, there's no nothing. Everything is edited, everything is curated. For the fact that this couple was going through so much before they finally decided to separate and get a divorce, we had no idea. That's to tell you the fact that people only show you what they want to see. We've said this so many times. You only see what you want. You only see what we want you to see. You're only fed the narrative that we want to create, okay? So have that in mind when you are putting people on a pedestal. A lot of marriages today are suffering, okay, because we are looking at the examples that we are seeing. Before, all we saw for examples of marriages were pastors, our parents, and movies on TV, maybe TV series and all of that. Now, everyday people are becoming very popular, becoming low-key celebrities because they are showing their lives every day and they've gathered the following. And that following is now susceptible to manipulation, susceptible to inferiority complexes and things like that. All of a sudden, you think that your marriage that was fine because your husband didn't buy you birthday present or forgot something, or didn't do challenge where he took you out and did date night and whatever, is now problematic because we are comparing our regular lives to what we are seeing on the internet. Okay, so don't hold anybody to a pedestal. Every single content you see today is specifically curated. Okay, two, for a lot of these people, this content is a job. Okay, it's not just, oh, I want to share my life, I want to inspire, I want to do this. It's a job that they show up to every day, so they are obligated, okay, to show you the best parts so that they can make maximum money. They are obligated to show you what they want to show you so they can earn revenue. Okay, look at Jamie talking about the fact that because he can no longer vlog his kids as often as possible, his marriage and all of those things, he has lost so much money. His YouTube channel has gone down, he's not earning enough, and so he's now broke. Okay, so he's now what they call it, has resulted to being an Uber driver, somebody that was a videographer, somebody that was a photographer. Those vlogs they used to edit and all of that, because he's not being able to produce on YouTube anymore based on some of the legal things, the contracts that were signed where he can only post, I think he said he can only post the kids once a month or something, or once a week, I can't remember. I think it's once a month on the channel and all of that. So he's no longer a family vlogger, so everything is out of the way. And it makes me wonder that I hope we realize that for a lot of people, the marriage is not important to them. The marriage, the family is not important to them. It's that check they receive from Google every month that is important to them. So you see people do extreme things. You see people clean from morning till night. Oh, clean with me, restock my fridge with me. The reason why some people can restock their fridge, restock their pantry, can buy all the things they are buying, is because they are getting enough money from YouTube. So have that in mind. Have that in mind, that the effect of this on us, you are comparing yourself that, oh, you can't provide for your kids, you can't do this, or your husband is not showing up, or you don't have enough money, not knowing that these people are earning major bucks. A lot of people are getting sponsorships from companies to show their products. A lot of these couples are influencers, and they are the ones that are getting earnings from these videos. And you are in your house comparing yourself and ruining your marriage because you can't meet up to that standard. My point is that be aware that it's a job for a lot of people. Some people are not together in their marriage. Some people are in that marriage or that relationship, contractually speaking, because they know that they can earn money on social media. You would see couples do date night ideas. How there's a particular couple I saw on Instagram, I believe, who said that they have meetings like every Sunday where they go over the meal plan, they go over their all schedules, they go over this, they go over that. Why that might be true, it's not realistic to have a meeting. Where am I seeing my husband every single Sunday to go and sit down and say we're having a meeting to talk about how the week will run, how the this will that? This is creating a lot of dissatisfaction in our regular marriages, in our day-to-day marriages that have been working fine. This is not to say that if your marriage is suffering or is struggling and all of that, you should not discuss, or you should not come out and say it. But the truth is, like, a lot of these people are miserable. A lot of these marriages are not real. And brings me to my third point. Why is it that is social media you're coming to report all these things to? You didn't go to the police. You didn't, when you were having your divorce settlement and all your issues you're going through, you didn't seek therapy, you didn't do anything. You came to social media to come and tell us because you want to garner sympathy, you want to boost your visibility, you want to trend again. I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just saying that sometimes a lot of the things we do is for relevance sake. I will speak on mommy blogs and social media blogs and all of that stuff. The things that we read sometimes, I wonder why you are telling me that you have a problem like this, why you're not going to the police, or why you're not going to family members, or why you're not going to find information. Sometimes, because we think social media needs to validate our suffering or our problems, we leave real life situations, real life solutions, and come on social media to come and talk and to trend and to become relevant. And before you know it, that person that had that issue becomes an authority in something or becomes an influencer. You see people that came, oh, my husband cheated, he this, he this, he this, he this, he this. You've put everything online. Next year, you're doing part 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. Instead of going to seek real resolution for that situation, instead of going to find real solution for your problem, you are here coming to tell us. And so that what? Online in-laws and online aunties, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to help? Instead of just giving commentary that will lead you astray more often than not. Instead of going to seek legal redress. Instead of going to find out how to move forward in life, what to do, you are coming to tell us. So social media has now become our online diary or whatever, and it's not allowing us to have genuine solution to problems, because it's not today marriages started having problems. It's not today people started having issue in marriages, but all of a sudden it's almost as if that's all we hear, the negativity. All we see is the negativity. All we are fed is negativity, and it's making younger people, newer couples feel like, or even young girls, single people feel like marriage, there's no point in getting married if this is all the negativity we are going to see. Social media and the reporting of negativity, the reporting of bad news, the reporting of suffering and tribulations and trials has made it seem that there's no hope for marriages, and marriage is such a beautiful thing. Okay, and even when the people, now to give you the flip side of this situation, even when people have good marriages that they want to share and they want to talk about and they want to inspire people, everybody thinks it's fake because of the experience that we have experienced. And a lot of the time, they are drowned by the noise. They are drowned by the negativity. You don't have a lot of marriages where people tell you that, oh, this good is happening. My husband is very supportive. Is this, is that, is that. All we are hearing a lot of the time is negativity. All we are seeing is pristine perfection. Okay, if it's not, it's almost like it's two extremes. If it's not complete negativity, it's extreme perfection. There's no reality a lot of the time in between that. Even though I love my husband, sometimes I get upset with him. Even though I love my partner, sometimes it pisses me off. Even though this has happened, we have gone through struggles, we have gone through this. That's why I keep talking about these two people I follow, Tolulope Solutions and J Booms. These two people, there are so many others there, Pastor Kingsley and co. But these two people, Pastor Kingsley and Pastor Mildred especially, but these three couples, let's use these three couples, they tell us when things are very good, but also show you that there are struggles, also show you that there's real life, but they are few and far between. Okay, people have taken money and profits and placed it over marriages, over family, over over unity, over peace. That check, that relevance, that Instagram tick, that like, that aesthetic that you are striving for is now more important than the reality. So you can be going through hell, but you're posting pictures, my wonderful baby. My baby surprised me. My baby bought me a brand new car. Somebody explained that one, that the baby did not buy anything, but you're talking about it. Why? Because you want to show off, because you want to be relevant, you want to be popular, you want to become an Instagram influencer, you want to boost your career. So where does that leave us? Okay, where does that leave us? And how do we combat such a terrible trend? Because it's a trend. How do we combat this? I know we are at an age where a lot of online entrepreneurs have come up because of social media, okay, because of content and creating content. But we have to be very careful. We have to be careful that we don't lose our lives, we don't lose our essence because of content. I feel so bad. Like, I feel so terrible that I ingested, I was so invested in Nikki and Jamie's marriage and relationship and their family. Sometimes I would dream of when, like, I'll have my own house and do my renovations. All those all white houses, all those pristine aesthetic houses. I loved how they were raising their kids, only to find out that, they are completely less than perfect. They are very far from perfect, and that's the truth. So we have to be careful and make sure we curate our content in a way that we are realistic with what is happening. Don't measure up yourself with unrealistic standards. And on the flip side, and on the flip side, because I like to balance things out, don't also be content in your mediocrity. Take inspiration from these couples. Take something. You can get something. Even when people are so perfect and people are so, aesthetically pleased and all of that, there are some things that you can glean from them. You can take, oh, I need to prepare more nutritious breakfast for my kids. All those moms that prepare food, like Grow with Zion on Instagram. I love watching her content because it gives me ideas on how to make my kids, their lunch and everything. But doesn't mean that, oh, because she has like 10, I'll be more than that lunch box for the kids, I should now go out and kill myself because I cannot buy, or I cannot afford to buy the same kind of things for my own children, if that makes any sense. So yeah, this video is not bashing Jamie and Nikki. Like I said, they're less than perfect, and I'm sure there's much more to the story than we are being told. Everybody says there's your side, my side, and the truth. So eventually, possibly, we'll hear the truth about it. But the essence of this video is, beware of anything on social media. Don't absorb it and take it hook, line, and sinker. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make. Reality is far from what people portray on social media. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope we learned something from this, and I'll see you in my next video. Leave me a comment on your thoughts on this topic. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, share this video with your friends, and we'll talk later. Bye.